Danny Vegas time. Danny Vegas World, segment 4. $1 million into the show. What do you think about that? Hey, all you people that are watching the behind-the-scenes broadcast, thank you for sticking there. I appreciate it. If you want to watch the real show, just come on to WCOBM.tv. You can go to Danny Vegas Facebook page. You can go to the WCOBM Facebook page, and you can watch the actual show with our backdrop where we're on Fremont Street and we're all cool and
Fremont
we look like $1 million.
We look like $1 million.
We look like $1 million. Okay, one thing I wanted to talk about is, and a lot of people are confused because, you know, one of the raging topics that have come out of this is, of course, the gun control argument. We all know that, at least myself, we know that Andine Rose are gun advocates. Andine Rose has been talking about gun education for a year, so we know where she comes from. But a lot of people are confused, Andine Rose, because a lot of people don't realize that actually automatic weapons, where you pull the trigger, Danny Vegas explains things that how you can understand them. You pull the trigger and the gun just keeps firing.
Correct.
A full automatic weapon are illegal. You cannot own them legally.
If you get them, you've bought them illegally.
Illegally. Okay, so we all know that. Now, what has happened with the guns that were used, because it sounded like it was an automatic weapon.
Automatic.
What has happened is the guns were modified. And I'm going to try to explain it in a way everybody can understand. Because the big argument is you could have an accessory for a gun. Okay? But this bump stock is classified as an accessory. But what they're going to change now is, but it actually modifies the gun to automatic. So if you have a bump stock, you either better bury it or you better put it in your safe, because they're going to be illegal soon. Because this is the way I'm going to explain it. This is a case for a cell phone. Okay, here's the cell phone. Here's the case. This case is an accessory.
Correct.
It does not change the phone.
Correct.
Okay, it just protects the phone. You slap it in here. It's got a little battery in it, so when I run out of battery, I can turn it on and it doesn't run out of battery. It is an accessory to this phone. Now, if this case turned this into a taser, which is a pretty damn good idea, if you ask me.
That's actually not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
That one.
You know what? So now when you see phones turning into tasers, but if this was turned into a weapon, because then it's not an accessory anymore. It has modified the phone. So that's when they talk about these bump stocks and how this device has modified the gun to where it now is more than it was before. That's where they're going to, I believe they're going to change the law, because right now it is classified as an accessory, just like this phone case. In other words, it's an accessory to the phone, but it doesn't modify the phone. But like I said, if this turned this into a taser, then it's modified the phone, and now they're going to like, hey, you can't have a taser on your phone.
And I mean, just.
So, as a gun advocate, and I'm a gun advocate too, I think I've been on the record saying if all women owned handguns, crime as we know it would be over. I don't own a gun. I want one. My wife kind of is fighting me on it, but I do want one in my house for protection, but I want to be able to go out and buy one. So the argument's going to rage on, Andine, but I just wanted to get people an idea, because they're so confused. They're like, automatics, what's a semi-automatic, what's an automatic, what can be owned legally, what can't be owned legally.
I mean, here's the thing. Anybody, if they want to get a hold of a gun, if they're batshit crazy, they're going to get a hold of a gun. Legal or not legal, they're going to get a hold of a gun. We do need to revise our laws. I won't argue with that. There needs to be more background checks, more mental health checks. He modified his guns. He bought guns and he modified them and made them illegal guns.
Yeah.
whatever was batshit crazy in his mind going on, he was bound and determined to do this, and he'd been planning it over a period of time. A long time, because of all the different guns that he bought. I am still a firm believer. Guns don't kill people people with guns. People use guns to kill people. If a gun's just sitting there, it's not going to kill you. It's the psycho, it's the crazy who's going to kill you.
Right.
Yes, our laws need to be revised. We do need precautions. I will never deny that whatsoever. Education is imperative, being aware, being proactive, not being the victim. I mean, there's just so many different factors to this, and it's such a volatile conversation, especially now with what happened.
Well, guns. I think the argument is, and to me is and I tell this story all the time. I'm from South Dakota. We had hunters, guns were everywhere. Like I said last week, you ask, hey, I need a wrench. They say it's in the drawer. You open the drawer, you have to move 2 pistols to get to the wrench. Okay, there's people have their deer hunting rifles. At the end of deer hunting season, they put them in the corner and they sit there for a year, until next deer hunting season. There's guns in corners, there's guns in trucks, but none of them are machine guns. So I think that's what, and now, and skirting the laws, and I'm just, I've always had a question, like, do we need machine guns? I mean, I have no problem with hunting rifles and pistols, and of course, with a well-loaded guy with a couple pistols, he could have killed 40. I mean, it doesn't. Easily. So it doesn't really matter what the weapon is. It's the person who has the weapon.
Here's the thing: if you're a gun connoisseur or a gun collector, do you need a machine gun? No. Do you need that $200,000 car? No. It's a personal choice, and that's where our amendments come in. You have the right to bear arms. Normal people who aren't crazy, we're not going to go out and shoot and kill people. Crazy people, no matter what laws are in place, it doesn't matter.
Well, we do know that, and this is a statistic for all the gun folks out there, that only 4 of all the guns used in crimes, only 4% of the guns are legal. All these guns are getting illegally bought, illegally traded. So all the laws that we have to prevent that is not working. So it's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
I respect arguments from both sides and opinions from both sides. I just don't know where that happy medium is going to come in, because everybody is so, my way is the right way. We shouldn't have this, and that's not how it is.
Well, the extremes tend to be the loudest. The ones on the ends tend to be the loudest, and that's the ones that you hear from all the time. We have seen in Europe people just use trucks, and literally maybe because it's a truck running over a kid doesn't seem to be as violent as a machine gun into a kid. I don't know, but dead is dead, and the mindset is the same.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, the mindset's the same. It doesn't matter how it's done. Cold-blooded murder is cold-blooded murder. And just digressing back, I mean, we really need to become a kinder society. We really need to become more tolerant and have more humanitarian. Just be kind.
But I guess the question is, we can be all kind we want, all the Shangri-La we want, but we have this one guy.
Yeah.
We have this one guy with a lot of money, kind of I don't know, I guess he was kind of reclusive and kind of what people say was kind of just kind of a jerk. He had his one little girlfriend who I guess stuck around for a while, and which I will tell you, and this is my own perspective, okay, this is mine. No, you can't tell me that woman didn't know something.
I agree.
Okay, she was sleeping with that cat.
Yeah, you lived in that home. There's no way you didn't see all those guys.
Sharing the same bed. As that guy.
That you knew something.
You knew something. You knew something was going on. But you know what? They can't prove it. Whatever. Something might come out later. But anyway, Ann Dean Rose, our $1 Million show is over, and we have more shows coming all day on WCOBM. If you are interested in WCOBM, call me. I have something for you that no one else has, and I do it better than anybody else. And like I say, if I'm lying, I'm dying. I'll see you next week
and just
on the
again,
Danny Vegas
God
Live
bless
Show.
all
And God
the
bless everybody.
And all our responders.
That's
Vegas strong.
We love you,
Vegas
baby.
Strong.
We'll be back next week. Thanks, Andy Rose.
You're welcome.
You can go move your refrigerator.
I'm going to go move my appliances.
Okay. See ya.